everybody, here is a look at our sketch this week for Chamel's Sketches Reimagined. I want to interpret the sketch a little differently. So see this middle part that looks like it has mixed media? We're going to stamp a background there. I'm going to be using this amazing Concord and Ninth stamp set. This is our photo. And then I have 3 Catherine Pooler ink colors and a collection of papers from my November scrapbookingstore.com kit. So we're going to use those. And I'm going to start by stamping. This is a stamp set that I really believe is an amazing set for any scrapbooker to have in their stash. It's called the Brushed Striped Background Stamp Set. So you're going to see me use this here, and it is like a really cool stamp set for scrapbookers. It really is. I'm going to start by centering it kind of in the middle of my white cardstock. So this is just Basil Coconut Swirl white cardstock. I'm going to use 3 different colors of ink from Catherine Pooler. I am using Sauna, Green Tea, and I am going to be using a little bit of orange peel here. Now, I'm going to overlap these stamp sets, and you're going to see how forgiving it is and how awesome it is. So it's kind of sized, obviously, for cards. Most stamp sets are. But this one just works. It works to be able to stamp them side by side, and you're going to see how I'm going to move this stamp set up and down to create a super fun background that turns out fabulous. So I stamped the stamp side by side, and now you can see I kind of took the stamp and just popped it down a little bit. Not so much, that's not going to match up completely. I just want my stripes to go a little bit further down the page. But even so, like, it's so forgiving. Look, it's totally cool. Like, it worked, no problem. I'm going to do it on the other side, and then I'm going to make my stamp a little bit longer, my stamping section a little bit longer by doing the same thing at the top. Always remember when you stamp a background that you are going to be covering some of these areas up. If you stamped this background completely perfectly, you wouldn't want to cover any of it up. But because this is something we're going to cover up, this is a background, it's not the main focal point of your layout, you can have little spots that are a little bit messy or a little bit unstamped correctly, and it's okay. For me, this background turned out fabulous. This stamp was so easy to use. It was just great. I had a really, really wet baby wipe there. I don't know what was going on with that baby wipe, but it was full of whatever the baby wipe cleaner stuff is. And it was like putting puddles on my stamp set. I've never had that happen with a Huggies baby wipe before, but I don't know what's going on there. Also, my fingers are still like 36 hours later, stained yellow, because this sauna pad was so good, and the color is so rich and so pretty. But you can see here, look, even the parts that like stamped over, look how we have all those gradations of lights and darks. And because the stamp stamps this imperfect line of just these striped kind of brush marks, works great. Love, love, love how this background came out. Okay, so included in this background stamps, so there's this larger background stamp that we just used, but then there's also these little like inside parts that you can stamp to add a bit more color or a bit more interest to your background. We're going to use one of those next. So this is one of the stamps from the collection from the stamp set, and it is going to get stamped up with the green tea ink. And I'm going to just go into all of the sections where you see the white and stamp it using this pattern and the green tea ink pad. I'm using the Ginormous Misty for this, just to get everything nice and straight in the way that I want it to come out. But look how cool it looks. Of course, Catherine Pooler inks are dye inks, so they're going to dry back right there. They kind of start really vibrant, and then as they dry back a little bit. But even after this dried back, it was still so nice and vibrant, and I just loved it. I'm so excited about how this turned out. This stamp set is going to become this was actually the first time I bought this a bit ago, but this was the first time I'd actually used it on the layout. And it's going to become a favorite. Like, definitely. It turned out so good. Like, look how nice that turned out. You can see that little bit of a separation in the middle, but once you get you have to look at things. When you're stamping a background, you always have to look at things that this is the background. This is not going to be front and center on your scrapbook page. This is going to be the parts that adds interest to the background of your page. So don't worry about things like that little crease right there, because at the end of the day, when you see the finished layout, you're not going to be able to tell. Now I'm going to switch over from using the door of my Misty to using an acrylic block. This is another stamp from that same Concord and 9th stamp set. This stamp set looks like little splatters. It's so cute. I'm going to use it with an acrylic block because it's small and it will stamp very, very easily. I don't need to keep it lined up with anything. And what I'm doing is I'm sticking to the back, or the edge, not the back. I'm sticking to the edge of my background pattern. And I am putting these stamps together in a cluster of 3 to kind of create the look of ink splatter. It's also going to help cover up like some of that seam across the top, which is perfect because it's going to kind of smooth it out. You're not even going to see it at the end result. So with that, we're going to call this background done. Now let's get working on the rest of our page. So one of the parts of the original sketch that I really loved were those strips of paper that kind of added like a shelf underneath the photo. So I definitely wanted to make sure to include those. Grabbed some of a variety of papers here. I love that floral. So that's going to be like the main strip under my photo. It looks fabulous with my picture. And because it is such a bold, kind of dark floral, it's going to work perfectly with just that little strip. I decided that I really wanted to cut this mustardy strip down and make it a little bit thinner. It was just a little too thick. I didn't want to lose the bottom portion of the stamping. I wanted you to be able to tell that the stamping started at a spot and stopped at a spot. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get these strips layered up and onto the page. I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 mats. The first one's going to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then the second one is going to be 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and I'm going to mat those 2 papers underneath my photos. So I really wanted to get more of this light pink pattern into my layout, but I didn't like it directly against my photo. So instead, I'm going to do the pink and then the mustard because I liked the mustard against my photo better. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mat this picture with the 2 patterns. So the top mustard strip is part of the sketch, but in the end, I ended up needing a bottom one to balance that one out at the bottom. So, and that's not part of the sketch, but just as my creative process went through, I was needing something down there. So as I go through this process, you'll see I'm going to place another strip at the bottom. So now I have some of the upgrades that came with the kit. Well, actually, the sticker book is part of the main kit, but then the phrase stickers I'm going to use are part of the upgrade. I am going to use all the flowers and butterflies. I have that floral paper. I am not afraid of using flowers on a boy layout. Doesn't bother me in the least. When the colors and the tone call for it, I think that it is perfectly fine. I like the flowers with layouts like this where the photos are more formal. So you can see my son's kind of pulling a face. But the picture is a formal picture, right? He's in a suit. He was, it was like a photograph session. He has a black background. And so I just felt like I was totally cool with the flowers. And I'm going to go ahead and use a ton of these stickers. I think I use almost all of the flowers and 3 of the butterflies. I'm going to grab some foam tape and pop all the butterflies up to give them just a bit more dimension. And then I'm going to and then I'm going to play Let's Make the Puffy White Sticker alphabet stickers work for my title. I knew I wanted puffy white stickers. I knew I wanted my title to go right here, kind of nestled in around my son in the photo. But I don't know if you guys have I've said this before, so I'm sure you know that I'm trying very hard not to buy alphabet stickers, but to use alphabet stickers more and use them up. And I'm getting to the point now where when I go to look for a sticker sheet, I'm running out of vowels. So it might be time for some of these to hit the bin, and I might have to break down and buy some alphabet stickers. I've been Frankensteining letters like crazy though, so we'll see. I'm not really ready to throw in the towel just yet, but I'm close. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these super cute fray stickers. These are on the bottom of the sticker sheet, so they're part of the main November kit. And then I'm going to start to feel like we need to add something in that bottom right-hand side. Do you kind of see how that how the bottom is just like this swath of white paper? It needs something. I am going to use a couple of the fray stickers that are part of the upgrade kit, just a couple here and there. There are a ton, I mean a ton of stickers in this pack. There are so many fray stickers, and I feel like I'm probably going to run out of paper before I run out of fray stickers, but we'll see how that goes. Since I'm not working with the Scrapbooking Store's December kit this month, I can thoroughly and completely kill this one, which is going to be fun. Okay, so you can see here I've decided, yeah, we need something down there. So I'm going to grab the last of the flowers off the sticker sheet. Now I have no more flowers. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Good thing I have metal dies, huh? That might be where we go. That might be where we go next time I pull this kit out to work with this month. And I'm going to add those 2 flowers. I'm going to add a couple fray stickers, but then I want that orange, right? So we've got this orange through this entire layout, and I really want to add a strip of orange at the bottom, but I don't, or that orangey yellow. It's like a mustardy yellow kind of color, but I don't want a lot. I just want a little bit of it. So I'm going to add just a little strip down at the bottom. I am pretty sure after I get that strip down, we're going to call this layout done. Laura's Sketches Reimagined is not a series I am discontinuing at the end of this year. We are going to go a whole year of Laura's sketches, and then we're going to start with a new sketch artist. So you'll have tons more layouts coming. Next week is Guest Designer Week. I have 2 fabulous girls that are going to guest with me on next week's sketch, so I hope you'll pop in and come and say hello next Wednesday as well. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. We've just kind of had a little growth spurt there, which is totally awesome. So thank you for being here. I'm so glad to have you. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. I always like a thumbs up. And of course, I love all of my subscribers. So I'd love you to subscribe. Have a wonderful Wednesday, which for you guys is almost over. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.